In this video, I'm going to show you how to do interfaced applique. Very often you have a smooth, gentle shape like a large circle, and it's very hard when you're needle turn appliquing to get the outer edge nice and smooth. Drives you crazy. Well, I have a solution that works for me, and it involves the use of a lightweight interfacing. Let me show you how to do it. The first thing I do is trace my applique shape onto my interfacing, and this is a fusible interfacing. This is like the most generally used one that there is. It's not a lightweight, but it's a light to medium weight, and you can get it either in packages or off the bolt at the fabric store. So I'm just tracing around, and I probably wouldn't use a purple marker normally, but I want you to be able to see this. I'd probably use something that might disappear a little bit better. Then the next step is, gotta find my scissors, is that you just trace around this, and like maybe ½ an inch or something. It doesn't matter, we're gonna be cutting it away anyway, so don't take a whole lot of time on it because you're just gonna be undoing the effort. Now you'll notice that the interfacing has, if you haven't worked with it before, it has sort of a flat side, I guess, and then it has a side that's nubbly. This has got bumps on it, and you can feel that, and that bumpy side is what would be the glue. And so what you're going to do in order to do your applique is you're going to take your fabric that you're going to turn into a circle, a perfect circle, and then this is kind of counterintuitive sometimes, but you're going to place this on top your interfacing so that the nubbly, which is the sticky, is to the fabric. When you think about it, when you then turn it right sides out, it's going to make the whole circle sticky to your background. And if you don't get that now, don't worry. Once you go through one of them, it'll make sense in your brain. So the next step is to sew. I've sewn this one all the way around, and I've tried to stay on the line. The neater you can be, the better your circle is going to come out. And now what I'm going to do is trim 1/4 of an inch all the way around the circle. With that trimmed, now I'm going to cut a slit just in the interfacing. So I pinch and pull the two layers apart and just cut a slit through that fold, and just make it big enough that you can turn the applique right sides out through the opening. Pretty easy so far, huh? Now this is going to turn into a pretty circle, but one of the ways I find that you can help is, of course, going along and opening the edges. And this is when you can see why you don't want to use anything permanent that's of any kind of a color that's going to show through. I can see this dark. Now this marker I used washes out, but still, why have to go to that trouble? But I just wanted you to be able to see it. Now one of the things that I like to do now, and I learned this from doll making, is I like to take something and push out my seams. This is the I have a wonderful tool from doll making that has a perfect edge, but I moved, and it's one of those things I just can't find. So this is the screwdriver from my baby lock, and I just happened to think, well, that would work fine. So I just go in there and push that out. And I had a place or two that I hadn't sewn perfectly, and I'm wondering if I'm gonna be able to tell. I think that's one right there. It pokes out a little bit. So that's why careful sewing is important. And because then you want your perfect circles. So now we're ready for the next step. If you don't have one of these and you use any kind of fusibles, you really want one. This is an applique pressing sheet, and several companies make them. This happens to be the Fons brand, which I use not only because I'm associated with them, but because they make such great products. But what this does is, this is sticky, remember, but you can now press this so that you can get your seams all worked out and nice and flat, but you're not sticking to anything. This will come right off. So that's why I'm using this. So now press your applique so that you get the edges nice and flat and crisp. And now you should have a perfect circle all ready to place on your quilt top. And remember, now you've got all this nice sticky here, so when you lay this on your quilt top, you can press it, it'll stay in place, and then when you do your applique, whether by hand or machine, it will stay in place for you very nicely, so you can do your perfect stitching over your perfect circle. For more videos like this, visit QNNTV.com. I mean, lots more videos.